Now then, people, good evening and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show, a triumphant Just Joe Football Show as Leeds United finally got the away day win. Hoodoo off their back. Leeds looked every bit the dominant team that we have seen at home, at Ellen Road on home soil, away from home. Listen, there were massive question marks when the lineup was announced. What's this lineup? This manager's tactically inept. He ain't got a clue. Even I was like, why has Tanaka come out? Why is Pirro starting up top? Well, how wrong we all were. We all were. Because, look, the manager knows what he's doing. Sometimes we have to give credence to his decisions. And his decisions tonight were phenomenal. Yeah? Bloody phenomenal. Because Ampadu didn't miss a beat. Ampadu did not miss a beat. He was quality. Quality. Aronson had a great game. There is far too much criticism of that lad. I'm a big fan of his, though, and I'm aware of that. Look, sometimes he has the odd stinker, but it gets amplified. It gets amplified. Nonto's been putting in stinkers left, right, and centre, and nothing gets said. It's amplified when it's Brendan. And yeah, anyway, Brendan, great assist, by the way. Good game. Dan James, quality again. Jayden Bogle, by the way, I still am confused over the other day when people were saying they were getting cheered when he got subbed and all this sort of stuff. And he was phenomenal tonight. What a player. What a player. They said he couldn't defend, he can. He's awesome going forward. Man of the match from Jayden Bogle tonight. Man of the match for me. I thought he was quality down that right-hand side. Him and Dan James, best right side in the division. Like the synergy, the underlaps, the overlaps, the 1-2s, quality. Manor, again, quality. People said we should send him back in January. They were smoking grass. Like what Pirro looks like he's doing every day of the week because he's just a level above. Byron, Mr. Dependable, centre-backs back together. I, as a fan, was worried that, this is how he sees Ampadu. Strout's going to boom. Anthony, I'd said in the preview, Ampadu being back, I know we're not a one-man team, but having him there, like, is so big for Leeds United. People are saying that he's not on Tanaka's level. Listen, I love Tanaka, and I'm not downplaying what he does at all, and I think we'll see them together as well. You can't really drop Rothwell on the back of the other performance when we beat Oxford because he was quality, but yeah, quality everywhere. Pirro's finishers tonight. The first one is quality. I'm going pass it to Solomon. Why haven't you? Oh, right, okay, that's why you haven't passed it to Solomon, because he just smashed it into the roof, like the underside of the crossbar and in the back of the net. Look, Stoke are bad, right? Stoke are bad. I'm not going to gas them up. But what I am going to say is they've lost once at home in 8 games. Once at home in 8 games. Now, I'm not saying they're great. I'm not saying we should. But we've now put another loss on that home form. You know, it's not an easy place to go. We should be winning there, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to rewrite history. It's not an easy place to go. But we went and we made it look like we do at Ellen Road. And I've been saying this, right? We have 2 wins in 9 away games and we're top of the league. 2 wins in 9 away games and we're top of the league. Let that sink in. Because if Leeds United do now rectify that away form and see more wins, then you're not catching us. You're not catching us. You are not catching us. We cannot be stopped. You know, it's been said, whoever finishes above Leeds will get promoted. And, and that's from Chris Wilder, who I would argue is our closest competitor. I didn't want to get too gassed up after Oxford because they're bad. But I feel now like we've got another game in 3 days. Leeds have struggled with 3 games in 7 days, whatever it is. And we'll have that soon, won't we? because we've got a game on the 29th and then we play again on the 1st. And they're not easy games like Derby. Well, nah, talk shite. Derby should be easy because I watched us play Derby at the start of the month and they were the worst team. If not, them, Luton, Oxford, probably them. Maybe Luton, actually, which is mad to think they were in the Premier League last season. But, you know, they were bad. So I don't care that we're going to Pride Park. We need to make them look bad like we did. Like we did tonight. Stoke are bad, like, don't get me wrong. They had a moment in the first 5 minutes. And you know what? We have to give props to the goalkeeper. Because if he doesn't make that save, we don't win comfortably. We probably struggle. Moments change games. And that was a big moment from Meslier. Big moment. He makes a save early doors. I think it's Moran. It might be Kumas. It's a good cross. Headed. You know, point blank range. Meslier makes a save with his foot. And then we go on and we dominate. After that first 5 minute spell, it was all Leeds United. It was all Leeds United. And to be honest, we probably could and should have had more, but I didn't see them. I just kept hearing the commentator. Oh, they could have scored there. Like, it was tough watch tonight. It was a tough watch at times. Not the football, because I thought we dominated. And I thought we looked really good as well. Pirro's finishers, both. Like, Dan James with the assists, by the way. Quality. Again, Dan James and Bogle cooked down that right-hand side. Rothwell was good again, running into spaces on the left. Ampadu was... Dare I say we've missed him? Because he gives us that... Like, there was one moment where Tom Cannon stood on his foot and he was giving it him. You know, we need that. We need that. I thought we were, quality and well deserving of our 3 points. Well deserving of the 3 points. And it's been a good Christmas. You know, to think we're top of the league at Christmas, massive win. Man United have been beat in 14th quality. You know, there should have been a man down, you could argue. I'm trying to think when that was. Yeah, plenty of vaping at the ground, weren't it? You must have heard me type in the Meslier comment. Press send as the words came out of your mouth. It's true, though, isn't it? Without him tonight, we struggle. We struggle. We do struggle. So, you know, and I thought he was even good on the ball. He was good on the ball tonight as well. Byram's always good, man. Byram's always good, isn't he? He's always good. I love him. Pirro, though, you know, he's took a lot of flack because he does go sometimes. And I've said it myself. I think we all wanted Joseph to start, but you see tonight, no disrespect, Joseph doesn't score them. Joseph doesn't score that first one. Not a chance. I think we're all watching. Pass the ball. Why haven't you passed the ball? And he smashes it off the underside of the crossbar. You know, we've got an away game against Derby to come, a home game against Blackburn. Could we have that gap? We spoke about it, about having a gap. Anyway, let's bring in Matty. Matty's going to answer for his crimes now. His Aronson crimes and Bogle slander. I'm only joking. Matty, how you been? Very on a good result for Leeds United.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too, Joe, and all the chat. Brilliant performance, that, mate. Just like a home performance away from home, which we've been crying out for what feels like forever now, doesn't it? So, yeah, a little bit controversy with the initial lineup. I don't think anyone saw that coming, but I don't think we missed Tanaka today. I think Ampadu did an Ampadu job, which is very similar to what Tanaka does, breaks up play. I didn't feel like he was as slow as what he normally is on the ball.
No.
Ampadu, what he's sometimes guilty of, I thought he did really well. And the dynamic of him and Rothwell were just as well as Tanaka and Rothwell for me. The bits I could see anyway, it were quite hard to see what was going on at times, wasn't it? That was some weather, that. But yeah, brilliant. And just to touch on that Aronson thing, mate, I've got to change my narrative now because look at this, Joe.
What's this?
Look what I got for Christmas. A signed Brendan Aronson training top.
You couldn't write it. Who got you that?
My sister. She'd obviously don't watch the show. Legend. Absolutely.
What were you like? Oh, thanks.
Honestly, mate, I was like, who's that? And she went, oh, Brendan Aronson. I went, oh, he's one of my favourite players. Oh, man. You couldn't write it, could you?
You couldn't write that. I
No.
love that, man.
Legend.
Like, I've only been trying to get him out at Sideford last month.
No, but, mate, let's talk about Brendan Aronson there, mate. That's what I've been wanting him to do for a while now. I mean, he's been getting his goals. His G&A looks really good. I don't know if he gets that assist today, but we're going to have to give him it anyway. That sort of pass there is what you want from someone playing in that 10. One touch, straight out, perfect weight to Pido. And didn't he do well? Didn't he do well to finish that?
Yeah, he did, man.
Buzzing.
Yeah, happy days, mate. It was. Right, let's bring in Paul. Paul, Mr. Leeds Therapy. How was it for you, my man? Happy we won away, right?
Absolutely. Merry Christmas to everybody in the first instance. So
and you.
I think we all needed that. I think we were all slightly worried, but then we saw the lineup and we all kind of went, what?
Yeah.
And then the game happened, and well, from like I know Matt has just touched on it. Jesus, I think even Specsavers retweeted the main Leeds United account at one point tonight, just saying we'll be there in a minute. So it's just what a game. Everybody played to their potential. Everybody played how you wanted them to play. Ampadu, as Matty said, was playing quicker than what he normally does in terms of balls through the lines. Just that I noticed a lot. Balls through the lines was really, really good tonight. Just playing really, really well. I thought Bogle had turned into prime Cafu in the first half. Just unbelievably good. Dan James was fantastic as well. And if you want a reason as to why Piru starts, you got it tonight because he is clinical at the end of the day. We all did the same thing, Joe. We all went, pass it. No, I'm going to just nick it over the keeper's arm and smash it in, which isn't an easy finish. And then he's there to mop it up when Dan James puts the cross in, which is just, it's fantastic to see. And just, we were comfortable throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire game. Near enough 80% possession in the first half. You can't ask for more than that. What I really, really liked throughout the whole game was that everybody was playing it quick. There was no slowing it down. That there was more forward passing tonight than I've seen in a long, long time. And it really, really, really troubled Stoke tonight. So I'm happy. And, you know, that gives us the confidence going into the derby game. And
100%.
Listen, this is in our hands now. This is in our hands now. We're starting to purr a little bit.
Yeah.
Let the kitten roar. That's all I'm going to say. Let the kitten roar.
Tiger King.
100%.
Love it. Someone's just said we're on more than 2 points per game now. Is that true? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. We're cooking, aren't we? We're starting to cook. I think, Matty, I don't know about you, but like to think that, you know, is it 2 wins in 9 away from home and we're top of the league? So imagine that changes slightly and, you know, you've won like 4 and drawn a couple. You're like, oh my God, we're already gap, aren't we? You know, we need to follow it up. Don't get me wrong. I'm a little bit like, I don't want to get too gassed because if we drop points at Derby or whatever, but you know,
you couldn't ask for better games away from home though now, could you? Obviously, just beating them tonight, then you've got Derby and Hull next to away from home. So it's set up nicely. You know, this run we keep talking about going into New Year, the away form's been the stumbling block, looking too far ahead. You know, as we do, we tend to think, oh, we're going to go on a run, and then all of a sudden, you know, your Prestons, and we've had it throughout the course of the season. But I think with that today, we know what we can do at Derby. We're going about that, you know, whether it's psychological away from home or what we've sort of seen today, that, you know, there should be no underperformance now at Derby. That should be rectified now after that performance. Dominant, you know, totally dominant in all areas. And then, like I say, you've got Hull after that. So I think, you know, we've spoke about creating a gap earlier on in the season when we were all a bit more confident than we've been before this away spell sort of started drying up. But that's been the only thing really, hasn't it, that stopped creating that gap. So to be top now, I think we beat Derby. I think we're going into New Year top at league, and like you say, then that gap should start to be created, because I don't think we'll go on another 2 wins in 8 away from home. Maybe I'm jumping too far ahead there, but I think based on that, I think everyone has patches of form, don't they? And I think at home we'll tend to do decent all year, I think, but maybe our stumbling block's just that away form, and you go through patches of bad form. Maybe we've just going to come out of it now, Joe. Maybe maybe we'll drop more points at home. I don't know. I don't think we will drop many at home. The only stickler has been that away form, and I don't see why Derby and Hull isn't 6 points. Then with Blackburn sandwiched between them, which is at home. So do we even need to mention that one? So I think we'll get 9 points out of next 9 available, mate, and that gap starts to be created now, because I think Sheffield United have got a couple of tough ones, haven't they? I think them around us now have got a few tough games. So yeah, brilliant, mate. I'm absolutely stoked with that, buzzing.
And the thing is with the gap as well, Matty, like if you do fumble the odd game here and there, you're comfortable because you got a little gap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we've said, haven't we, early in the season, it's only Leeds can affect Leeds going up this season. That for me, the away form's been on us. It hasn't been on other teams. Yeah, you can say they're set up difficult to beat. They've played well, but it's been us not reaching our potential in them away games. If we'd have played to our best, it doesn't matter what the away side does. That's no disrespect. We would beat them. When we're not quite at it, they race 10, 15%, like a lot of us say when they're playing Leeds United. It's a big game. Farker touched on that in his press conference. We know that that's going to happen. But if we play at our potential, which they've got the ability to do, then we clean up, and I do see that sort of happening now. So yeah, I'm ultra positive after that. How can you not be away at Stoke on a Thursday, foggy like that? And they just played like it was just middle of summer. It didn't bother them. They didn't play any differently. They just played the game, which is what we've been asking them to do for months now. And it was brilliant to see that. Really well.
You know what, as well, Paul? Like extra praise because he don't get enough. Feel like a broken record, but Farker, like you said at the start. I mean, I read some of the responses to the Tanaka thing, and even I was shocked. And I was like, I don't get this. But the lineup was perfect again, wasn't it? But he's persisted again with Pirro and Aronson. Oh, they're terrible away from home. Blah, blah, blah. We've all said it. I wanted Joseph to start, etc. So everything, even the decisions with the subs and that tonight, were all quality. I felt so. You've got to give him super praise for what he's getting out of this side, I think. Resting Tanaka as well. I think we're all like, oh, he's dropped him, but actually
he's resting him.
Resting him, hasn't he?
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? The most successful manager in the championship, and we all question him. We all started to question him. We all said that he needed to get on board with sorting out the away form, and he got it absolutely bang on tonight. Substitutions, absolutely bang on tonight. Just when the Stoke players are thinking to themselves, "Oh, we can sort of rest a little bit. They're not going to come out." We bring on Ramazani and Nonto. Oh, we can rest a little bit now. We bring on Tanaka. We bring on Joseph. It's just, but he got the substitutions absolutely right. He got the lines up. He got the lineup absolutely spot on. And for me, the whole criticism of Farke has been a bit of a misnomer, a little bit, in terms of just how much the vitriol has been against him and what people have said about him and how he plays and this, that, and everything else that goes with it. For me, what I've often said is when are we going to start blaming the players for not being able to execute the plan? Tonight, they executed the plan, and look what happens. We look like, right, I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, but you could go, oh, we look like world beaters tonight. I know it's Stoke and and everything like that, but when the plan is executed properly, everything works fantastically well. It just does. There's no two ways about it. Look at the rotation we've got in the squad now. A much stronger squad than what we had last season. Balanced is probably the right word. We've got, we can take Tanaka out and put Ampadu in, and Ampadu looks like he's been playing week in, week out. Doesn't look like he's been off for the last 11 months. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, with Peru, you mentioned it in your watch along, Joe. I was flitting between the visual radio and you because I like the little lag, so I could come and watch your reaction when Peru's. Oh, you muted, mate.
I was saying I couldn't see half of it tonight. It was brutal, that wasn't it?
It was Peru's goal, his first goal that went in, because you went, that's it. No! Yeah! And then your mic was cut out. It was brilliant. But it's, we've got to start backing this team a little bit more and feeling like it's all right to be positive about this team, because sometimes I think some of us like to just sit in the mire a little bit. And listen, I always say it, everybody can feel how they want, say what they want, and react how they want to a game. But I think sometimes we take it a little bit too far. Farke knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Is this tempting fate, lads? Right, because this is a Leedsy start.
Right, God.
But Leeds United at the top of the championship at the halfway point. Over the last 20 seasons, the team at the top at this stage of the season has been automatically promoted 17 times. So that's 85% of the time. 85% of the time. What we're saying. I worry about stats like that with us.
We'll be the 15, won't we? So it'll be
Not this year. Not this year.
Nah.
No, I don't think
I tell you what, today, you know, we didn't get that early goal, but I just want to give flowers to Meslier because that was as good as a goal, that save.
Yeah.
You know, that goes in after a couple of minutes. That first 5 minutes, to be fair, I was like, oh, how we at the races because they were sticking on us. But, you know, we read that storm and him saving that. I know it was that straight at him, but it was quick. He had, to be fair, it's a brilliant save. He doesn't deflect out to anyone. He gets it. And then from that, we just built. But, you know, if that goes in, it is a totally different game. We know what we're like when we go one down. As soon as Pido scores in 42nd minute, it's a different game again. You know what happens when we score first. So that save by Meslier, massive today. It's massive. He didn't have loads to do, but everything he had today in terms of with fog and weather and late on it day, he had to be at it every time the ball came in. And I thought Meslier played really well in what he had to do today. And that save.
And do you know what as well, Matty? Like, just seeing here, Jonathan Buchan's just put, like, the lads push. So Meslier and Pirro are the ones leading the celebrations in the ground. So it's almost like the team know as well, and they've gone, go on, lads, you've got us this. Do you know what I mean? And I love, we do have a team, man. I'm happy with what we've got, man. Like someone said, the goal difference as well at this stage of the season's a joke. I think we've got nine goals on Sheffield United, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, 9 goals on Sheffield United and 7 on Burnley.
Not bad for the balling team, is it, Paul? Not bad for the balling team.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? It's true. Last year we had 18 clean sheets. We've already got 12. Which again, that's huge. You know, that's mad. We've had some super chats coming. Joseph says, solid performance. Pirro, great tonight. Top of the league. Boys, obviously, he's rested Tanaka. We've got, is it 3 games in 9 days? Is that right? Because we've got one on the first then, haven't we? So 29, 30, So what do we do lineup-wise? Because this is where I do think, Matty, where you've mentioned before, can Aronson play 3 games in 9 days? Because everywhere else we can change. It seems to me he's reluctant to play anyone else in the 10, but we do have rotation now. Do you rotate it though for the game away at Derby? I don't know. How do you?
If I'm honest, I could see changing in a few positions with that. You know, you could maybe look at freshening wingers up as well in that game. You know, 3 days. You know, away at Derby, they sort of know what they're going to face with Derby. They'll be very confident going to that game because it's a side we've already beaten and not so long ago. So I reckon you might. I didn't expect many changes in this game. I sort of said might be Derby game. Which, like I said, pressures off a little bit after winning this one because, as I said, this was trickier at 2, which whether you agree or not, I don't know. But I kind of were overthinking this one, you know, with them travelling down on Christmas night and stuff like that and staying over. I know it's professional football. They've probably done it loads of times, but in my head, it was like it's never been common knowledge to me that they do that, and I was overthinking it. Thinking, is that going to be a negative? It didn't. Just totally professional and dominant today. But I expect changes for Derby one. I won't lie. I kind of think when
quite
it comes
interesting, he's bringing Schmidt on at left back as well. Is he getting him ready for him? 100%. Maybe having some, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I mean that midfield's a talking point though. When you look at Tanaka and Ampadu, lads, I'd say them two are like for like. You know, Tanaka might have more quality. Ampadu, I think that depends which side of the fence you sit on that. But I think them two are very similar to what like Ampadu and Gruev were last season when you had Kamal. It were like them two. It were one or the other. I feel like that's taking Rothwell out. You lose a lot with your set pieces. Delivery of ball. So whether or not, I know it's off that last 10-15 minutes, that sort of Ampadu and Tanaka dynamic, whether that'd be a starting, I aren't too sure. But it's going to be interesting to see what they do because I don't see Tanaka sitting on bench for 3 games and I don't see Ampadu either. So I don't know how they're going to play it, but
that is a conundrum for the manager, innit? But maybe like, I don't know, you're away at Burnley, you're away at Sheffield United, you play Tanaka and Ampadu, you know, like that kind of vibe. We have that rotation, don't we? We have them options. We'll have to wait and see. Like, I'd hate to be in his position in that respect because, it's hard. Like, even to say to Tanaka, mate, you're not playing this game. It shocked us all, and I imagine the squad was as well. Badger says Chelsea lost at the last second to Fulham. Man United lost 2, plus Leeds won, and now we're top. It's a Boxing Day miracle, exactly. Stephen Callahan says, great coverage, Joe. We're top, and we haven't even really started to tick hit form yet. So very good signs. Let's whip Derby next. Emmett says, Farker got the team selection spot on. Rested Tanaka, not dropped. Everyone in the squad and the management is on the same page. Most important game of the season. Test pass now. Do it again against Derby. Exactly. And Joe says, felt like a turning point tonight. Belief, maybe. Get it finished, boys. Happy Christmas all. Paul, is your mic back? No, it's not. I wonder if, right, and I said this in the preview, is it, and hopefully we can hear you now. Try again. No. I'll just like, I know we're not a one-man team, Matty, but...
So I pressed the button. I'm
there,
sorry.
you're there. You're there. You're back. I'll come to you then, Paul.
Yes.
Was it just as important as having, like, Ampadu in there? Like, he did have a very calming presence. He was everywhere, I felt. He gives us that little bit of extra bite, that calmness, like you say, his communication amongst the whole team. I do like the synergy that him and Rodon have. No matter where they are on the pitch, they always seem to find each other. So he's massive having him back for these away tests, I think.
155 million%, without a shadow of a doubt. We knew tonight was going to be a hard game in terms of physicality, and you need an Ampadu in the middle of the park. Just you mentioned it in your watch along, mate, where it was something happened and he went, yeah, I've seen that, mate. Do that again, and we're going to be having words, kind of thing, backing up the players a bit, which is why I think he'll start against Derby. I think there's a good chance one or two of our wingers will be rested and somebody else will be brought in. But having Ampadu back is key, because we can spin it round as to how we need it now. We won't need it as much in the game against Blackburn at home, I don't think, because I don't think Blackburn will try and kick crap out of us. It's more that away. We need that steal away and somebody that can start it. And I think Ampadu's much better at that than some players are. And you mentioned it, the synergy between him and Rodon is so good as well, because you've got that kind of almost spine that runs through with Rodon, Ampadu, and then James as well, because it just works really well. It's so important having him back as captain.
Yeah, and apparently Farker said he's our most important player in the post-match. Matty, you mentioned their wingers. I think maybe you can't drop Dan James, can you? Because he's just another assist tonight.
The way he plays down that right way.
With Bogle as well.
Honestly, I think them two have got the best synergy out of all the wingers and fullbacks at the club currently. I think Byram and Solomon are really good. Say they're both right-footed as well. But yeah, James and Bogle. I mean, Bogle's he just finds him any time he gets the ball. Bogle, he's always looking up, and James always gives him that to running behind, and he always gives him that option. And yeah, he's probably the form player in the league right now. Is Dan James? It's pretty much banker for a goal or an assist every game. He just looks like lightning, and that ball to Pido, I love how he had to wait for the ball to come down for him, and he just checked into the defender and just held him off, and just, beautiful ball across, and Pido couldn't miss, really, could he? But yeah, like I say, I mean, I wouldn't be against a bit of rotation there. I think that the level drops a little bit, but whether it drops too much, that Derby affected, I'm not too sure. But yeah, for me, it's first name on team sheet currently. But these wingers there vying for positions, isn't they? And like I say, you look at that bench and there's at least 6 names on there who don't really give much drop off when they come on. But I agree, mate. Dan James that currently is undroppable. Whether you agree with rotation or not, I'd have him playing 7 days a week at minute. He is on fire. Best form of his career. I'm sure he feels it. I'm sure we all see it.
I think so.
Best of his career.
Yeah, I do. Great stuff. Listen, it was great having you both on tonight. I think we've done a nice, easy half an hour. I think there's nothing more than we can touch on. Is there anything I've missed? I don't think Melier was good. Everyone else was great. Piros scored. Quality. Make sure you go check out Imagine Not Being Leeds, folks, Matty's channel. Make sure you check out Paul at the Leeds Therapy. Big up to both of them for coming on and giving up their time.
Sorry, mate, I've just hit 1,500 on my channel. So I'm happy about that. So thank you to everybody that supported. Keep supporting. Great.
Great stuff. Keep supporting. All the Leeds United content creators in the space as well, folks. Yeah, everyone, it's hard work and it's hard graft. So big up. Predictions for Derby, says Russ then. Let's finish on that then. I'm going to go another 2-0 win. Matty?
I'm going to go 3-0, mate.
3-0. And Paul?
2-0. I've got 2-0 on my mind.
There you go. Another clean sheet. And Leeds United sitting top of the league. And Merry Christmas, everyone. Peace out now.